Hello everybody, welcome to our videos. My name is Jamie from Games. Today we're doing a games pickup video. Okay, now I don't really tend to do pickup videos on my channel anymore, but I've been buying quite a lot of C64 games over the last 2 or 3 months or so. Not just old games, but also new games. I love it. I've been buying them since the 80s. So I thought, why not? Let's do a one-off pickup video for the C64 and see what happens. But also, I'm going to limit how much time I feature on per game. In fact, there might be too many games for this video, but see how we do. I'll show you some of them anyway. Okay, in no particular order, this is what I bought. The first one is a classic, Park Patrol. Amazingly, I didn't have one originally in my collection, but I have got the demo, which is somewhere in my house. I'll try and dig that out. But I got that back in the day off a Commodore format magazine. It really is good. And also, I'm not going to read the back of the box either, or case in this case, because it adds too much length for the video. But we'll just try it out and let the game do the talking. Okay, first one on this list, quite a lot to get through for this video, I won't spend too much time on each one, but first one is the classic Park Patrol, copyright 1984 by Activision. Okay, so the game is Park Patrol, a video game designed by Tony and Go and published in 1984 by Activision for the C64, which later released for MCPC as well as ZX Spectrum. The player controls a park ranger with a choice of male or female character, and the goal is to tie up with rubbish from the waters of the lake and the shoreline. While avoiding so many hazards in this game, there's so much to worry about, but the main objective is to find the rubbish, which is different per stage, sometimes in the water and sometimes on the land. But yes, you've got to try and avoid these turtles. Now, some enemies have to be rescued from time to time. Some you have to, and some you don't have to. But if a tortoise does fall in the water, you've got a limited amount of time to rescue them. But you don't have to, but it helps if you do. You get rewarded, and also, if you don't rescue them, they get angry. When they're angry, they're faster. Now, swimmers do also play a big part in this game. Now, if you see a swimmer, avoid them. But if they're in need of help, basically if they're drowning, you've got a limited amount of time to get to them. If you don't rescue them in time, they die, and so do you. Now, your energy is actually calories in this game, which is not a lot at the start, but you do have more in your hut. You have 8,000 at the start, go into the hut, and 1,000 is deducted from the supply. Any energy you don't use, converted to points. Okay, level 2. Now we've got to try and find all the bottles. The more you progress in this game, more enemies can be introduced to you, including snakes. They can eliminate them off the screen for a while by using snake repellent, but at a cost of 200 energy. And also, every time you rescue a swimmer, that actually gives you 1,000 supply of calories, which goes in the hut. And in later levels also, they introduced caterpillars, which actually take the supply away from you. You can steal it back or push them into the water. And you can also run on the logs, which is your points, and also you can actually grow a tree in this game, which does take some time, but do it successfully, get a piece of fruit which you consume, which makes you temporarily invincible. Don't do it very often though. But yes, your energy does go very quickly, but yes, we're moving around in our inflatable dinghy with outboard motor. And sometimes it can go quite quick. But yeah, don't tend to run on the logs very much, but do it successfully, get your points from that. How much I cannot remember. Right, one more to find, and then move on to the next game. It's a really good game though, really pleased to own a physical version. Why it's taking me so long to have it, I don't know. But I have got my original demo here. Anarchy, Exile, Park Patrol, and F1 GP Circuits. Tape 10. Brilliant. Right, there we go. That is Park Patrol on the C64. Right, we go from an old game into a fairly newish game. This is Vegetables Deluxe by Cytronic Software. Let's play its game time. Now, I have to admit, I've not played many puzzle games on the C64, but yeah, this is a game which I've seen so many times online, never actually given it a try, but we'll give it a try today. But yeah, there was actually a box version, I think it was on the Amiga as well, but the only version I've got so far is the C64. Okay, next one on the list, we go from a fairly oldish game to a fairly newish game. Vegetables Deluxe, copyright 2019. Okay, so the game is Vegetables Deluxe, a puzzle game developed by Mike Richmond and published by Cytronic Software and Double Solid Games in 2019. The objective of the game is to make lines of 3 or more matching vegetables. To do so, you must swap the position of any 2 vegetables on screen by holding the fire button down and selecting the direction you want to go. When there are no valid moves left, then the board is shuffled. Until you run out of shuffles, the game is over. And a nice game, really is a nice game. It's basically Bejeweled, it's basically Candy Crush, that sort of thing. Now you've got to try and get a minimum of 3 matching vegetables. Get rid of 3, we'll get rid of 3, and 3 more drop down. If you get rid of 4 matching vegetables, and also let's tell you on the left hand side how we're doing, that will actually clear the entire line. If you manage to get rid of 5 of the same vegetable, which I've not done yet, that will clear all of that vegetable, and that will give you a shuffle. Now the shuffle is the crucial point in this game. If you have a shuffle, then that is basically a lifeline. If there are no possible moves on screen, then it will use that one shuffle and rearrange the board. But if you have no shovels left and there's no possible moves on screen, that is when you end. But these blocks are the problem. You cannot actually move any of these blocks. These are occasionally being dropped into the screen. Now the only way of getting rid of those blocks is by sheer luck, it dropping down and making 3 of them. Or maybe getting rid of the entire line by using 4 vegetables. Or even better, using 5. I mean, that's definitely going to cause a combo effect. Now, because there's no possible moves, it shuffles. And now, basically, I've got no more shuffles remaining unless I get 5 of the same colour. Also in this game, you've got the casual, the classic, the shopping, and the countdown. Now, classic is basically, it's just the basics with no time. The countdown, the same as on the tin, you have a limited amount of time to make a move. But yes, I'm still waiting for that first 5 successful colour. I'm actually 3 vegetables and they are removed from the board with new shapes dropping down to replace them. Occasionally an unmovable block will be dropped. These can only be removed by strategically dropping them onto the line or 3 or more blocks are made. Oh, look at that. Yes! Match 4 shapes in a row and destroy a full row, or match 5, destroy all matching shapes and get another shuffle. Like that. That got me another shuffle. Yeah, it's one of those games. You either do very well, get a lot of luck, or it's one of those games where all luck is against you. Ah. They look like skulls. I'm assuming they're turnips. Right, they look like hearts. Is that it? There you go. Game over. Press 5 to continue. 40,700 we got. Okay, a quick go of countdown mode, which is basically the same mode, but of course now the time limit is present. And what a mean time limit it is, going very quick. So basically, before the bar expires, you've got to make sure you get a successful move, whether it be 3, 4, or even 5 if you're lucky. As long as you've got one done in that time limit, then the bar is refilled. However, you cannot find a move in that time, and you've got a shuffle, then your shuffle activates. If you run out of time limit and you don't have a shuffle, game is over. But there is a lifeline, because if there are no possible moves on screen, that doesn't actually work against you. In fact, it actually works for you. Then the screen is automatically shuffled. There's no possible moves. It's only if you cannot find a possible move in the time limit, that's when you lose a life. So up there. But yes, the blocks also do feature here. And that will get rid of 3 of them, which should have done. So there. What does it? I don't know. I'm not sure. It did. There you go. Got rid of loads that time. Bingo. But yeah, you really got to be planning ahead on this one. You really have to be thinking ahead. You know, planning your next move while the other one is still going. Oh, boom! I've done it. Just. There. I'm right on it. There we go. 16,500. Got that time. Game over. Press 5. Continue. That is Vegetables Deluxe. Okay, we're going for a fairly newish game to a fairly oldish game. This one I've never actually played before, but I saw it online. It really grabbed my attention. This is Raging Beast, also done by Firebird. But I really like the look of it. I'll give it a try. But not a lot of description to the back of the case though. Take the bull by the horns and become the hero of the day. That's all it says. We'll give it a try. Raging Beast. There we go. Next one on the list. A game I've never played before. This is Ole, also known as Raging Beast. Copyright Jocks, 1985. Okay, so the game is Raging Beast, a video game about bullfighting, published in 1985, the Amstrad CPC, C64 and MSX. The Amstrad C64 version was published by Firebird, while the MSX version was published by Bug Byte. The player controls the bullfighter in a fixed perspective view in the arena, only against the ball. The character moves in 8 directions, accelerating at 3 speeds, but gets tired if he runs for too long. He can wave the red cloth to track the ball and lift it when it arrives to make a pass. He can also jump, pick up and put down the red cloth. The objective is to accumulate points by passing the ball without being hit, until a circular band is thrown into the arena from the stands, which must be taken and sit on the ball's horn to complete the level. And that's very difficult to read while doing it, but the game is fantastic. I have to admit, I saw it on someone else's channel. I really like the look of it. I love the animations, but I haven't managed to finish one single stage yet. I can do this bit okay, but it's the final phase I can't seem to do. But you've got to get the timing absolutely perfect. Right, now there is the item. So we've got to pick the right time, put the cloth down, and of course don't be killed in the process. Right, put it down, and go pick it up. Slow down, slow down. Right, run for your life. Okay. That's the bit I can't seem to get past, but it's got some really comical animations. Yeah, call the paramedics, you're gonna need it. 3,376. Yeah, really good game, I love it. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that final piece. Right. So more practice is in order. But yeah, time is key. Always is. I'm still going, still trying it, still trying to figure it out. But one thing I have figured out is it's actually possible to get back up and get knocked down to the floor. Not easy though. And also, you only get one attempt. One go is all you have. Right. So you press left and fire to get his attention. Right and fire to make the pass. Down and fire. Down and fire. Right, we've got it. Bingo! Have some of that! Bingo! That was difficult. It took me about 20 minutes. Now, I think what happens now is it basically rolls on to the next level, but extended difficulty. Same thing again, but much, much more difficult. But anyway, that's more than enough footage. That is Raging Beast. Okay, next one on the list is a game I did actually have originally in my collection. This is Barnsey Badger, copyright 2016 by Cytronic Software, and of course very much inspired by Monster on the Run, which is a game I can't get far in. In fact, the first time I played it wasn't the C64, it was actually the Amstrad CPC. But I found out there's actually a big bot version of Barnsey Badger, and me being me, I bought that as well. But it's a fantastic game, we'll try it out, but I'm probably more likely to finish this game first than Monster on the Run. Okay, we take a huge leap from 1985 to 2016. Another great game by Cytronic Software is Barnsey Badger. Okay, so the game is Barnsey Badger. In this game, inspired by the Monster series, you play as Barnsley, a lazy good-for-nothing badger whose addiction to gambling has got him into serious trouble. One night, his local boozer, he overhears a conversation about a gold coin that was found at a nearby graveyard. A coin that was carved with the head of a fabled ruler, Took and Bodger, on one side. If Barnsey Badger can find the lost treasure of Took and Bodger, it will certainly solve his money issues. The journey awaits you as long as you don't fall asleep along the way. A lot of information to read in a small space of time. Apologies about my voice, I've got a major sore throat today, I'm losing my voice big time. But anyway, another fantasy game, copyright 2016 by Cytronic Software, created by Trevor Stowie and Greg Reutensteiner. And be a big fan of Monster on the Run, I was always going to like this game. Even though I played Monster on the Run a lot more than this, I'm making more progress than this, I am in that game. But having saves along the way, it does make it a huge saviour. But of course, having the big jump, much more advanced than Monster on the Run, is also a big lifesaver in this game. But anyway, you've got to try and find many items, anything from levers to keys and even pebbles, which I didn't realise this game has additional weapons. But yes, you've got to try and find as many pebbles as possible when you get a slingshot later on. It tells you at the top right corner of the screen, we've currently got 9. And we just picked up another additional life. Another thing I didn't realise this game had additional life, which of course is a star. All it takes is one hit to kill your character. But yes, falling from a great big height is not a constant kill situation. But yes, try and find those saves whenever you can. And I also do like the fact there's actually descriptions of each level along the way. This is the Grand Cave, and that is a save point. So there we go, bingo. Any items you pick up is located at the top left. So you've got one lever and one green key. But yeah, this game is in serious need of a map. But it's a great game nevertheless, and of course I love the music as well. Conveyor belts do feature, spikes do feature, lava, and of course water. And of course your character cannot swim. But anyway, making good progress. The game itself is gigantic, but yes, he does move quite quickly, he climbs, he jumps, he's really skilled badger. And also later on you do also get the double jump, which makes your jumping even better. Now of course you can kill enemies later on, but at the moment of time it's an avoiding game. But yes, there's another stars additional lives in this game, and this is the gasworks. Now down here is where we find the weapon I didn't actually realise this game had, the slingshot, with butts and prevents from precipice. Now, it's not a high-scoring game, but when you start killing enemies, they leave vegetables behind, which you pick up additional points. Bingo, but there we go. So now we can fight back, but of course, we have limited ammunition, and we've got 12 pebbles. So now we've got to try and retrace our steps. But yes, very good at the climbing. The next thing we've got to try and find is a double jump. Also get a potion which doubles your points as well. Brilliant, it really is a good game. But yeah, I do apologise about my voice. I really am losing my voice here. So, we head back, we've now got 5 lives, but yes, shooting enemies, even though bullets are limited, does make getting around a lot easier, but every time you move off the screen and return to the screen, any image you dispatch is returned back in place. This is the gasworks. Right, now we head left. 15 pebbles and partridge in a pear tree. Another save. Brilliant. I approve of that. Right up there. Making good ground here. But yeah, it's quite surprising actually. I didn't actually realise how many items this game has. Right, there is some boots which gives you the double jump. Double jump in platformer games is always a nice thing. But yeah, you can jump incredibly high now. Which you need to. You've got to try and find a certain quantity of coins. Now the maximum I've found so far is 3, but there is 1. But without the double jump, you'll be able to get it anytime soon. And there's another pebble. St. Sid's Church. Okay, going well so far. Got 1 coin, 2 levers, 2 keys, double points potion, double jump, as well as the slingshot. Now I don't know if an additional life will score in this game, I'm not sure, but certainly only double points might help with that, if that is the case. But we've got another key. I need to ask Trevor Stowie next time he's on one of my live streams what these secret combinations mean. There's like quite a lot of his games. These arrows do play quite a big part. So I'm assuming there's some sort of secret combination somewhere along the line. So yeah, I need to ask him about that one. But yeah, should be really writing them down, but I'm not. But anyway, we've got the bone, which believe it or not, we give to a dog. And that'll be the final stage as we move on to this game. Which might even be tomorrow now. I'll try and give my voice a bit of a rest. This is the old power station. Yeah, so far, so good. Right, down we go. Don't fall in the water. Have a life. Bingo. There we go. Hidden river. So give the dog the bone and he doesn't kill you. Bingo. Superb. There we go. We're going to be on this game now. That is Barnsley Badger. And there's another combination. Interesting. Okay, go back to another old game. This is a game which I played loads back in the day, but it took me years to remember what the actual game was called. This is the Great Burger Riot, which I have streamed earlier on in the year. We've got some shoot-ups in there somewhere. It's a fantastic game, but not overly long. Okay, day 2 of this video. 1987, copyright, Nationsoft Limited, Long Live Hamburgers, this is the Great Burger Riot. Okay, so the game, the Great Burger Riot, side-scrolling shooter, released in 1987 for the C64, developed by Nationsoft Limited and published by Sparklers. Inside the kitchen of a nuclear power station, a leak of radioactive ketchup has turned everyday normal fast food into a raging mass of evil-killing machines. Always at stake, always almost lost until a freak burger becomes a hamburger of fortune. Hammy promises with a ketchup-picking mustard to stand alone against the onslaught, so quickly his neutralising form of ketchup, he draws himself into the battle that will lead him through caverns, fast-food mountains and more, until the final confrontation with the Ottburger, a giant mutation of beef relish and cheese that would have any normal burger created in the bun. And another fantastic game. This game only has 3 levels. We start the game off with 4 lives. And this is a game I played back in the day, but it took me years to remember what the name of the game was called. But yes, the weapon we have at the moment in time, which is the only weapon we get, is ketchup. You can go to full length of the screen, and you can only fire 1 bullet at a time. But 1 bullet does go through quite a lot of scenery. You've got to try and blast your way through. But yes, one of the reasons why I bought myself a box version is not only because I like the game, but it's also part of the game I didn't quite understand. At the end of each level, there's confrontation, which I got there quite a few times, but I didn't actually know what you were supposed to do. The game time got past it, but I didn't know what I was actually doing. Now I do. But anyway, it's a fantastic game, really is good. But yes, levels aren't very long. But yes, we've got to try and blast our way through Coke cans and I'm assuming hot dogs. With different enemies per stage, but this is the weapon you have throughout the entire game. It would be nice to have some more weapons though. Anyway, blast our way through. This is the part I didn't quite understand. I got past it occasionally. But yes, if you take too long, absolutely bombarded by so many lasers off that right hand side. But what you've got to try and do is shoot the ketchup bottle and try and avoid all the hazards along the way. Don't know how many times you've got to shoot it. As long as you do, in a short period of time you move on. Take too long and yes, game over. And it takes you back to the start of the level. There you go, move on. Okay, it's actually the 3rd and final level now. We've got 3 lives and we've got 24,970 points. Now also, your character can actually move up, down, left or right, but it cannot move in diagonal motions. And that's difficult for this level because you've got to go through quite a narrow space, which would have been better if you had diagonal movements. But also, some of the stages actually penetrate the ball and some you cannot go through it at all. There's quite a lot of trial and error in this game also. Which I'll blast away through the ketchup bottles, avoid the sandwiches, avoid the scones. And you cannot blast the burgers either, only the ones that are flying towards us. Yeah, later on there's a part where you've really got to be on the far edge of the screen, which is difficult when you cannot move diagonally and also your bullets don't go to the edge of the screen, even if you are on the edge of the screen. But yeah, the bosses don't really sort of change, the same throughout. In terms of firepower or how many hits they take, it's pretty much the same I think. Right, this is a crucial point here. We'll get up there, Up there. Blast the way through. Get the slightest of contact with any of the scenery, send you back to the start of the level. You don't want that anytime soon. Right. I think we are now at the final stages. Blast our way through this wall. With the sandwiches. Not sure what they are, like bowling balls. Probably not bowling balls, we've got some cheese. Okay. There we go. Confirmed. Final level, final boss. Level 3. Shoot the ketchup bottle. How many times? No idea. It doesn't tell you. To lose it here, to go back quite some way. Bingo! Have some of that. There we go. Long play completed. Back to the start. Not a lot to the end though. It's a fantastic game. It's a great burn of riots. Another name, another newish game. This is Polar Bear in Space. This time inspired by Whizball. And when I first streamed it, it was around about the time it first came out. I didn't have a manual, which made it quite difficult to understand what it was actually supposed to do. But having a manual now should make it a bit more understandable. But it's a great game, really is good. Polar Bear in Space. There we go, next one on the list. You might notice a bit of a pattern with this video. We're going from an old game to a new game, old game to a new game. This one's very much inspired by Whizball, another fantastic game. This came out in 2021, Polar Bear in Space. Okay, so the game is Polar Bear in Space, single player mixed shoot 'em up and platform game, released in December 2021 for the Commodore 64. It was developed by Unrolled Loop Studios, LLC, and published by Electronic Software. The protagonist is a polar bear stranded in space, having found a nearby alien space station which collects the 99 crystals scattered across the underground caverns. Once collected, you must use these crystals to charge and operate the station teleporter in order to escape. The goal of the game is to help Polar Bear navigate these space stations in the caverns and ensure his safe return home. Now when I first played this game, in fact when I first streamed it, it was around about the time the game first came out, but I didn't actually have a manual. This game is much better with a manual, but you've got to try and use the guide at the top of the screen to take you to the next terminal. And the weapons in this game, green is energy, grey is jetpack, purple is shield, black is smart bomb, blue is weapon, and white is a spare bear. And red is frenzy. Also do pick up a snowball. But it tells you at the top of the screen the direction you need to go, which is left. Smart bomb is spacebar, and also any button on the keyboard apart from spacebar operates the shield if you have one. Right, land down there. And go to the terminal, press down. And basically it's a sliding puzzle. You've got to try and get it right in a limited amount of time to move on. So you've got to try and get all the dark blues on the top row, all the light blues on the bottom row, and of course 2 purples thrown into the mix also. But of course, this is going to get much more difficult, you expect that. So, that one's there, down, left, down, and right. Bingo! Once done, go to the next stage. Press down. Okay, so once you move on from there, you move on to here. Now you cannot use any more additional weapons here apart from the jump. You can kill enemies by jumping on their heads. The casual enemies are actually indestructible. What I like about it is once you dispatch an enemy, they're not thrown back into the mix. Basically no respawns. But when you jump on an enemy's head, you tend to bounce. It's not a good thing when there's bottomless pits nearby. Or in my case, a waterfall. And also the hit detection is quite mean in this game. The slightest of touches, your energy starts to drain. But I'm assuming a different quantity of crystals per stage. Once you've found them all, head to the exit door. Now the bottom of the screen, on the far left, we have our jetpack, which you cannot use here. I'm assuming not. To the left of that, or right of that, I meant to say, is your yin yang. That is actually a shield, which I don't think you use here either. Now to activate that, you have to press any key on the keyboard apart from spacebar. Pressing spacebar, activate the one to the right of that, which is a smart bomb, which kills all enemies on screen. And to the right of that is your weapons, which again, I'm assuming is not done here. But anyway, that enemy, which is a bubble, is actually indestructible. So I'm going to try and make it a little bit more easier for myself by trying to dispatch as many enemies as possible. But energy is okay. But I think there's actually 3 crystals in this area. So jump from screen to screen. Right. But it looks good. It really is a good game. But yes, the hit detection is a bit of a problem. And that bounce is also a bit of a problem. Right, so now we've got to try and head back and pick up another one on the way. But hopefully, all enemies I've dispatched won't respawn. Occasional pixel perfect jumps are in order here. Right, to there. Wait patiently, wait for the right time, make your move, and jump from screen to screen. Bingo! Right, head to the left, that area's done. Okay, found another one. Terminal activated. So it should be the same puzzle, but probably less time this time. So you need to get all of the dark blues on the top line. Like that. There we go. Bingo. We go to the next one. Then we move on to the next game. Yeah, I have to admit, I'm not a fan of that bounce. It's quite difficult to stop him. But one thing I have learned, you can use the shield here. It won't protect you from everything though. It won't protect you from a laser or that bubble. Of course, it doesn't last very long. Right, how many crystals we've got to try and find this time? I'm not sure. At the moment of time, all we have is 6. But yeah, 99 is going to take some serious doing. Right, and then we've got to try and head back. But it should be easier to get back if most enemies have been dispatched. But yeah, the bounce is a bit of a problem. If any sort of hazard nearby, there's got to be a way you can stop him from bouncing. Right. Spikes. Right, avoid the spikes if possible. Yeah, that's the issue. That's the problem with the bounce. But okay, we should respawn there. Bingo. Right. So it's probably best to jump the other way. I'm assuming that is the end of the screen. Right, now we've got to try and get back. But luckily, energy was restored. I think we'll go down this way. It's safer. No, we can't go back that way. The only way is up. Right, do that again. Okay. We can kill this character, but it's quite a big device, should we say. Bingo. Right to there. It's a great game. Really is good, but it needs some in-game music, personally. But the sound effects are even very similar to that of... Oh my lord, really? Well, this is going to be a kill, for sure. Yeah, the sound effects are also very similar to Whizball. Right. There you go. Bingo. Fantastic game. There's Polar Bear in space. Okay, return to 1985. This is Konami's Ping Pong. Another fantastic game, really is good. Played this loads back in the day, but never played it as 2-player. But yeah, me and Bob played this quite a lot, but I've never managed to finish it before. But yes, cannot go wrong with a little bit of Konami. There we go, a bit of variety for this pick-up video. We go back to 1985 with Konami's Ping Pong. Played it loads back in the day, but never as 2-player. Okay, so the game is Konami's Ping Pong, a sports arcade game created in 1985 by Konami. And the first video games that accurately reflect the gameplay of table tennis as opposed to early simplifications like Pong. It was ported to Amiga CPC, the Commodore 64, Famicom Disk System, MSX, and the ZX Spectrum. Konami's Ping Pong can be played single player or multiplayer using an 11-point scoring rule, with first player to obtain a score 11 or higher, leading by 2 points, wins the game, to a maximum of 14 all, at which point next point wins. The player must win the best of 2 out of 3 games in order to win the match. Players placed at the far side of the table will find hitting the ball much more difficult. Which I've never actually managed to do. Played loads back in the day, but never as 2-player. But anyway, good start. But anyway, how far I got back in the day, I cannot remember. Possibly level 3, maybe level 4, but I think 5 is the final one of this game. Of course, the more you progress in this game, the more difficult the opponent's going to get. But anyway, so far so good. But anyway, I've got now all 5 cassette versions of the original ones I got back in the day. The 5 Konami Coin Hops hits. From a shop called Kent Micro, paid £19. All the games I had originally when I got that, I'd never played originally. Green Beret, Mikey, Yar Kung Fu, and Hyper Sports. But now I've got all of them. Yeah, it's difficult. I expect nothing more, nothing less. But I'm sure I've reached level 4 once on one occasion. But yes, it's difficult to try and get past the first few levels. But 5 is the highest. 2,110 we have at the moment of time, which is not too bad. 4-0. We've got to try and reach 11 with a 2-point lead. Yes, because level 1 is going to be the easiest. Of course, it always is. 5-0. Right, 7-0, going well. The game includes the penguin protagonist of Konami's earlier title, Antarctic Adventure, on the title screen as a member of the audience of the game. The penguin will be later known as Penta. In the introduction animation, the ping pong ball bounces on the table, finally hitting Penta on the head, who appears to faint. In 1987 game, ported to the Famicom Disk System, as Smash Ping Pong, published by Nintendo, Nintendo's character Donkey Kong Jr. replaces Konami's Penta in the crowd. And the game was released on Wii's Virtual Console in Japan and PAL region, and later got this as an import game under the name Smash Table Tennis. 9-0, very happy with that. The only other table tennis game I've got in my collection is on the Xbox 360, which is called Table Tennis by Rockstar, which is also very, very good. And so is this. Not played it for ages though. 10-0. Can we go for a full house? Now you can also select the level in the options screen if you so wish to. But yes, of course, 5 is going to be absolutely ridiculously difficult. There we go. Boom and pow, have some of that. Full house, Mickey Mouse. 11 points to 0. Brilliant. Really is good. Fantasy game. That is ping pong. 8-5. 8-6. Level 2. 10,360 points. Oh, I have to admit, it's quite rare the computer hits the net. Right, 9-6. Right, 10-6. Going well. There you go, another win. Level 2 is completed. Of course, it could be a close game this time, with a much more difficult opponent. But win is a win. Go on to level 3. Okay, now this video could have had quite a few more games thrown in, but we do need a starting point as well as a finishing point. But decided to end it right here. Final one for this video, this is Old Towers. Another fairly newish game, came out about 2019, published by Soft. And I love the fact we're still getting tape versions in the year 2023. Okay, final one for this video. I have bought a few more, but that's plenty for this video. But we'll finish it off with Old Towers, only been out a few years. Okay, so the game is Old Towers, a puzzle game developed by Retro Souls and published by Soft for the C64. You play as little explorers who has to dash across the screen using walls and ceilings to aid you in collecting coins to find the exit door. The game is packed with over 40 levels of addictive gameplay and fun. You need a wit about you to solve these mind-boggling puzzles while dodging kinds of hazards, including arrows, spikes, and occasional crushing blocks. Are you up for the challenge? I most certainly am. It's a fantastic game, not played for a while, but I have seen it before. But basically you move around by using straight lines. Every time you hit an obstruction within a block or a wall, it will stop you moving to the spot. It's not a bad thing because you have to. Once you find that final coin, you head to the door. The door is not going to be available to you until you find that final coin. But yes, it's going to start off very plain and sailing, always do in a game like this, but the obstructions can really increase very quickly. Now we've got lasers and bats, and they can't kill any enemies, I don't think so. I haven't got overly far. I think 10 was something I reached last time, but I've not played it for a while. Right, this time we've got arrows. You've got to go the way the arrow's pointing, but sometimes you have to go the opposite way to stop you in your tracks. So you go over there, go to the opposite way the way it's pointing, go down there, back again, go left and head to exit. It's fantastic, really is good, I love the music as well. Okay, also in this game, the occasional level you will have to use the aid of another additional explorer. Then press the fire button down to select which side of the plane you want to use. But both sides have to be completed by finding all additional coins to open the exit door. And being 2 of you, you have to find 2 individual doors. Both sides being completed, both doors be active. And sometimes you don't do anything, so it's nature take its course. Every time you see a square, you go over the square, put the block in place, and use it as a stepping stone. And in this case, a very, very valuable stepping stone. Right, so, down, block is now in place, use that as a stepping stone, and also, yes, it puts the exit in place. No time limit in this game, I approve of that. And also, you can actually break the blocks. It's also very handy, and you can also use the sides of the spikes also as a stopping stone. Switch the other side, do the same again. And, yeah, make this a small exit a nice and easy simple one. There you go. Nice. Right, a few more, put the end to this video. So we go up there, use the sides of the spikes, not the tip of the spikes, and don't be hit by the laser beams. As long as we quick, we should be okay. Right, bingo. To there. Do the same again, but in the opposite direction. Wait patiently, wait for the right time, make your move. When it's safe and secure. Now it is. There you go. Right, last one, put an end to the video. So you've got to switch from side to side, but sometimes you've got to use your other explorer as a stopping stone. So there, and again, so there. And do the same on this side, avoid the bat in the process. So there, and continue on, why not? Yeah, quite surprised it's not a 2-player. Not sure. But they don't feature on every single level, these 2 explorers. So there. To there. Switch to there. Switch to there. To there. To there. I think I'm doing this right. I think so. Yes. But if one dies, you both die. But there we go, fantasy game, that is Old Towers. Okay, I was actually going to end the video there, but more games have actually turned up, and because I'm on the early shift, I haven't got enough time to finish all of them. Even one up here as well. So anyway, we'll end it with another game which I've never played before. Originally it was requested as a song request on one of my vlogs. This is The Human Race. And I said to Algenstein, I've never heard the game before, never played before, but it'd be nice to hear the soundtrack by Rob Hubbard. We'll try it out. Played a game that took 35 million years to create. There you go. Okay, the final game of today's list is The Human Race, copyright 1985 by Mastertronic. Never played it before. Okay, so the game is The Human Race, a single-player game with different game styles per level, copyright 1985 by Mastertronic. The aim of the game is to achieve high score, which is done by jumping around the screen and collecting players' objects. Each single screen level is set at a different point in a man's evolution. At the start of the game, the player starts off as an ape and evolves into a caveman and beyond, the board progresses into the game. And this is chapter 1, which is food for thought. Easy, just go for the biggest banana in sight. We play as an ape. And we've got to jump from tree to tree, branch to branch, and find all of the bananas. Of course, the crucial one is at the top left. It's difficult, we've got some of these pixel perfects. We've got a pterodactyl, a mosquito, a stegosaurus, and a human, a saber-toothed tiger. All combined, it's quite a difficult opening level. But there's slight misjudgment and you fall back down to the bottom. But yeah, you've got leaves above your head. You should be protected from the pterodactyl. If it's a twig, you are missing from a biscuit. You actually take you away and carry you off the screen. But yeah, that is probably the worst bit out of the way, but it's a very difficult game though. Got 5 levels, I'm assuming not a really long game either, but the music by Rob Hubbard is absolutely sensational, really is good. Right, so now we've got to go to this top left section. As long as you've got shelter, you should be okay, but yes, the pixel perfect, it does make it quite challenging. I expect nothing more, nothing less. Right. Literally be right on this edge. There. Bingo! Fantastic. On we go to chapter 2. Okay, chapter 2, 100,000 BC. Great balls of fire. Easy. Just hop with it across to the safer ground. I love how it keeps saying it's easy. It's far from easy. Much more difficult than the first level. We've got a down jump and an up jump. We've got these conveyor belts and the fire. And don't fall in the lava. What makes it very difficult is you try and move with the platforms and also make your move early. And also these fireballs, it's difficult to tell where they are actually going to land. But it tells you at the top right corner of the screen the controls, which is probably the easy bit, but the most difficult bit is trying to get through it unscathed. But we'll have one more go. But yeah, this is difficult. So move forward early. Go down. Don't jump too early or too late either. Up. Up. Forward early. Down. Forward. No dice. One life to say no way. I think that's game over now. I am fate. I have come for you because you have failed. Your skill and determination have not matched mine. But should you wish to try again, press fire to continue. And it doesn't actually let you continue from that point. You go back to the start. My concentration face. It's stone dead quiet. Yes, we've done it! Woohoo! Chapter 3. 50,000 BC. Log it easy. Just roll on over to the cave behind the falls. Rapid choice movement. We'll move on from there anyway. End of the video. That is The Human Race. Okay, buddy, that's more enough footage. Sorry I couldn't fit them all in this video, but time has beaten me. But anyway, this one also arrived today. This is Thrust, which took 2 weeks to arrive. I don't know why it took so long, but amazingly, I've never actually played it before. But apparently, the only way you can play it is on keyboard. And after streaming this on my Halloween C64 theme stream, I decided to buy a physical version of Organism, another fairly newish game by Cytronic, which is fantastic. And this one I totally forgot about. Bought it about a month ago, not from an online shop. I've actually bought it from a shop in town. This is Rampart, and it cost me 10 quid. A medieval smash 'em up of demolition and destruction. But yes, fantastic. But yes, this one also arrived today. But yes, time has just beaten me. I've run out of time. And this is a game which I've very much been looking forward to, and it's finally arrived. So thank you once again to Trevor Stour and his amazing team. This is a game which I'm desperate to play. This is Rocky & Co. A really heavy box as well. But yeah, it looks so good. We'll find space for it. I've got to try and solve the problem I've got with shelves. But I have got an idea for the future. Hopefully in the near future. It's going to be pricey. But for this video, that's plenty. Okay, like I say, that's more than enough footage. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. That's my pickup video for the C64. And this is Jamie Morden's Games. Please like and comment. You find me on most platforms. Type in Morden's Games, find it fairly easily. Not videos like this, the rich on the cheats I've been making, and live streams on Friday night. You can time 8 o'clock. It's all that week. It's 6 times easy. Ciao, bye. See ya. I have to admit, I've not played it for a while. I can't remember if you actually die if you don't rescue a swimmer. You do die. Right. You do. They die, you die. Right. Always almost lost when a freak burger becomes a hamburger of fortune. How many promises of always ketchup he can muster to stand alone against... Okay, so the game is a Burger Riots. Great Burger Riots. Okay, so the game is a Great Burger Riot, a side-scrolling shooter releasing... What killed me? I was killed by nothing. Okay, so the game is Konami's Ping Pong, a sports arcade game created in 1985 by Konami. It's the first video game to accurately reflect the gameplay of table tennis, as opposed to earlier simplifications of Pong. Somewhere in this box is actually my original cassettes, the demo disc version. Right. I had it somewhere. First video game to accurately reflect the gameplay of table tennis, as opposed to earlier simplifications. Simplifications is the word I'm struggling with. Well, I'll be honest, over 5 minutes, I haven't moved it. I don't even know how to. Absolutely have no idea. Not crashed though.